Welcome back to the Great Gatsby radio play. Last time we left our hero Nick, he was headed to a party hosted by Tom and Myrtle. But before we get back to our play, we will have a quick word from our sponsor.
Pez. Oh, Pez. Why wouldn't you want some Pez? Pez is great, Pez is fun, tastes great, for everyone. Buy it for only $2.99 for 3 packs. How about it?
Get it Monday at your local Pez dealer. Model T, greatest invention on the market today. You can get it in any color as long as it's black. Go pick one up today at your local car dealership. They're real fast, got 4 wheels, and the ladies love to ride in it. Starting this Tuesday, we'll be having a big sale. Come by and pick one up.
Nick had been drunk twice in his life, and the second time was that afternoon, so everything that happened had a dim, hazy cast over it.
My dear, most of these fellows would cheat you every time. All I think of is money. I had a woman up here last week to look at my feet, and when she gave me the bill, you'd have thought she had my appendicitis out.
What's the name of that woman?
Mrs. Eberhardt. She goes around looking at people's feet in their own homes.
I like your dress. I think it's adorable.
It's just a crazy old thing. I just slip it on sometimes when I don't care what I look like.
But it looks wonderful on you, if you know what I mean.
Just then, Merle's sister, Catherine, meandered over to the other side of the room and sat down next to Nick.
Do you live down on Long Island?
I live in West Egg.
Really? I was down there at a party about a month ago at a man named Gatsby's. Do you know him?
I live next door to him.
Well, they say he's a nephew or a cousin of Kaiser Wilhelm's. That's where all his money comes from.
Really?
Catherine nodded. Then suddenly, Catherine leaned close to Nick and whispered in his ear.
Neither of them can stand the person they're married to. If I was them, I'd get a divorce and get married to each other right away.
Doesn't she like Wilson either?
Unbeknownst to Nick, Myrtle was listening to his conversation with Catherine, and in a moment she had pulled up a chair and started her story of the first time she met Tom.
It was on the 2 little seats facing each other. They are always the last ones left on the train. I was going up to New York to see my sister and spend the night. He had on a dress suit and patent leather shoes, and I couldn't keep my eyes off him. But every time he looked at me, I had to pretend to be looking at the advertisement over his head. When we came into the station, he was next to me, and his white shirt front pressed against my arm, and so I told him I'd have to call a policeman, but he knew I lied. I was so excited that when I got into the taxi with him, I didn't hardly know I was getting into a subway train. All I kept thinking about over and over was, you can't live forever, you can't live forever.
The room broke out in laughter. People disappeared, reappeared, made plans to go somewhere, and lost each other, searched for each other, found each other a few feet away. Sometimes toward midnight, Tom Buchanan and Miss Wilson stood face to face discussing, in impassioned voices, whether Miss Wilson had any right to mention Daisy's name.
Daisy, Daisy, Daisy. I'll say it whenever I want to. Daisy Day.
Making a short, deft movement, Tom Buchanan broke her nose with his open hand. Then abruptly, Nick left, and in a blur, Nick was lying half asleep in a cold lower level of the Pennsylvania station, staring at the Morning Tribune, and waiting for his 4 o'clock train.